Hi, my name is Andrew Sears, and I'm the president of City Vision University, and I just wanted to welcome you as a student and tell you a little bit about the school. I thought I might start off telling you a little of my background. I grew up in a not-so-good neighborhood in the city, surrounded by drugs and violence, and ended up making it out and went to school at MIT, which many people call the nerd capital of the world. While I was there, I co-founded a research group with one of the fathers of the internet, where I learned a lot about disruptive innovation and technology. And I was aspiring to be the next Bill Gates, but God broke me and I entered into recovery and decided that my heart was for those like myself who grew up in difficult circumstances. So I quit my job where I was making $200 an hour and founded the nonprofit that runs City Vision. At City Vision, our tagline is radically affordable education to make a living and a life. And what I want to do is just talk you through each of those three parts of what it means to be a student at City Vision University. So on the radically affordable, how we do that is through this idea of disruptive innovation. And just for those of you who aren't familiar with the idea of disruptive innovation, it's that a new technology comes along and it completely disrupts an old industry. So a good example of that is if you look at what cell phones did. So this is the cell phone, also known as the brick phone, back in 1983. Some of you remember those. And since then, it's come a long way. So if you look at smartphones, they're disruptive technology. They've disrupted many different markets. So you can use it for a video player, you can use it for an encyclopedia, a video camera, GPS, video conferencing, digital voice recorder, a camera. So if you bought all those things in 1983, it would cost you almost $1 million. Now you can get them in a smartphone that costs less than $100. That's an example of disruptive technology. And that's essentially what we're trying to do with higher education, is we're trying to take out all the parts that you don't need, like expensive buildings and all those things, and just focus on your education and reduce costs using technology. So if you look at what's happened in the cost of higher education in the United States and really in much of the world, the average tuition has gone up to $30,000 a year. For Christian colleges within the CCCU, it's gone to $24,000, and that is about 3 or 4 times higher than the overall rate of inflation. So what we're really trying to do is, how do you bring that down? And that's the radically affordable aspect. So City Vision has the most affordable online Christian degree in business administration, nonprofit management, addiction studies, missions. Basically, all our degrees are the most affordable online Christian degree. And our goal, while many schools are planning to raise tuition, our goal in the long term is to find ways to reduce the cost of tuition. So that's the first part, the radically affordable. The next part is on making a living. And really, on making a living, the biggest thing, and that's the reason why you're here, is that the world economy's changed. It used to be everyone could make a living on farms, and then it moved to manufacturing. Now, if you don't have a college degree, then you're going to have a really hard time getting a degree. So what this chart here is, and it shows the percentage of degrees that require a college degree. So in 1973, so the red ones don't require a college degree. The blue and lighter shades require a college degree. So in 1973, most of the jobs you didn't need a college degree. In many jobs, you didn't even need to be a high school graduate. Now, today, over 62% of all jobs require college. So the end result is, ultimately that's what people want out of college. Is they want to be able to get a job. So you look at who has jobs by education level, and for those who have less than a high school diploma, less than 50% have jobs. And for those who are high school graduate, less than 60%. If you have some college or an associate's, then you're closer to 70%. And if you have a bachelor's degree, it's closer to 80%. And obviously not everyone's looking for a job, so that's the reason why none of these are 100%. But the point is that your job prospects are a lot better because almost 60% of jobs require that you have some sort of college. So that's why you're here. So we're going to help you get that degree. And the other thing, in addition to just getting a job, is it has a huge impact on your expected lifetime earnings. So this shows how much you can expect to earn over your lifetime. So if you have less than high school, it's going to be less than $1 million over your entire year or entire lifetime. If you get an associate's, then you almost double that. If you get a bachelor's, then you more than double that. And you can see as you go up, college education is one of the best investments that you can ever make. So that's where we're helping you on making a living. But this is what separates out City Vision from a lot of other schools. So, we're low cost, we help you make a living, but we also help you make a life. So part of what we provide are courses and community that will help you form character, because it's not just what you know, it's strong character that employers want. So I got my knowledge at MIT, but I myself had to go through more than 15 years of recovery and transformation to make a life, to avoid dysfunctional patterns in my own life. So as you go through our courses, your education is not just about the material in the courses, but it's how you treat other students, faculty, and staff. And I would encourage you to view the classroom environment just like you would the work environment. So treat people professionally, treat them how you would want to be treated. And I've personally hired either directly or indirectly almost 1,000 people. And I've talked with hundreds of employers, and the biggest thing they want is people they can trust who have strong competence, but even more important is character. People who aren't going to go off on them. If you are someone that they are afraid, might do something, out there, then you're not going to be able to get a job. So that's where the character transformation happens. And our goal is to help prepare all our students to have the character needed for jobs, but also to have happy, functional families and communities. And if you look at who our faculty are, you'll see that these are people who, they're not academics. They're people who, they all have master's degrees, many of them have doctorates, but they've spent 10, 20, 30 years working in the field in their professions. And they're also people who have established very balanced, healthy lives, and in many cases make a living by helping others to have healthy, balanced life. So one of the things I would encourage you to do is to lean on the various faculty. They can be a big support. And I just want to conclude with some advice to succeed at City Vision. So one is just treat City Vision like a job. So expect to work at least 20 hours per week. In many cases it's going to be more, but be prepared for that if you're a full-time student. Second is use your assignments to meet people that could later be your future employers. So if you're going to learn about other organizations, meet the organizations you'd like to work for. Start your job hunt your first week of school, or if you don't already have a job. The third thing would be, don't put in the minimal amount of work to be at the top of your class. So there's a study that was done that showed that people who graduated at the bottom 25% of college, the benefits of the college degree in terms of their future employment, in terms of their future income, were actually close to zero. So if you think you're just going to get a degree and the degree by itself is going to get you, more pay, it's going to be the degree plus the knowledge plus the character transformation that's going to get you that. So don't, whatever you do, don't put in the minimum amount, because, essentially what you get out of it is what you put into it. So the fourth thing is treat everyone with respect. So the faculty, the students, the staff. Most of the staff here are like me. I took I make about 1/8 of what I did before in the private sector. Many of our faculty, they're making similar sacrifices. Many of our staff are making similar sacrifices. And treat your school environment as if it were your work environment. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We really want you to succeed, and just keep us posted on how things are going. Thanks a lot.